Howdy freelancers. Yesterday Michael Gamble shared some pretty explosive news for the Anthem community. If you head over to the Anthem subreddit right now, you'll see a lot of people hating on the game, basically posting for the hell of it and coming up with the most negative title possible. But in amongst all of that swill is a beacon of hope for the coming week for Anthem. In his tweet, Michael Gamble is actually replying to Daft, whose Twitter handle is officially Daft. Daft asked, "Any news on Anthem, Michael Gamble? It's been over a month, dude. We have a lot of people a bit angry right now. We gave you our money and our trust. Least you could do is hit us with an update. If the game is just dead, tell us." Gamble replied saying, "Anthem is very much alive. Lots of work going on, but that's all I can say for now. Ben Irving, Chad Robertson and the team are wrapping up some great stuff that I think the fans will love." This is some massive news, at least to most of the people being vocal about their hate for Anthem, because they're all pretty convinced that the game is dead. Some are so convinced that they're stating it as a fact that EA have dropped the game and Bioware have stopped working on it too because of the recent month of silence. I think this tweet speaks mountains as to what we can expect from E3 this year, and specifically EA Play, which is EA's E3 event. I believe that we'll see a load of new content that's heading to the game soon, if not launching on the same day as the EA conference, because that's a thing now. Among this new content is probably the May Cataclysm that I doubt is going to materialise in the next 2 days. On a side note for the Cataclysm here, I wanted to address the fact that there are still press sites posting mostly negative articles about Anthem. The latest one I found was from Forbes, I'll link it below, and it basically goes on and on about how no news has come from EA or Bioware for the whole month of May, and the promised Cataclysm is nowhere to be seen. I'll admit that the article ends with a note about the possibility that the event is going to be revealed at E3, but it's such a polar opposite to the rest of the article that it just feels like it's been tacked on to get some E3 SEO. I'm not saying that I dislike Forbes for putting the article out. The fact is that everything they're saying is true. I just don't like the fact that even though Jesse Anderson made it super clear to everyone that if there was something Bioware was allowed to share with the community, then they would, everyone seems to think that the game is dead just because of the silence. To be clear, no news means that EA have said to Bioware, don't share this information. It doesn't mean that the game is dead. Yet, I am on the side of everyone when it comes to the Cataclysm. I think that all that needed to be said was that the Cataclysm was being delayed until June, alongside some awesome new content at E3. However, I understand why neither Bioware nor EA would want to say that, because pretty much anything they say gets turned inside out and set on fire on social media. I honestly think that staying silent is probably the best thing they could have done in this instance, providing they are launching a load of new content over the next week or so with E3. E3 is always an exciting event, and it was always going to be the case that certain Anthem content and news would be saved until then. It just seems like now that all of the Anthem news and content has been saved until then. EA Play runs over the 8th and 9th of June, but there will also be a traditional EA press conference. At the event, it will be possible for press to play unreleased EA games and probably early builds of everything else that's new, such as Apex Legends Season 2, and most importantly, the improved version of Anthem. EA have a lot of other games to focus on at E3, so Anthem certainly won't take up all of their time. But I do think that once the new content has been revealed, released, announced, or whatever else might happen, Bioware is going to announce a live stream to discuss it all further. Bioware were really good at their weekly live streams and discussing stuff with the community. They loved connecting with us, and it's sad that they don't feel like they can anymore. But I think I'd be the same if I had someone like EA standing over me telling me what I can and can't say though. I really do think at the very least we're going to see the Cataclysm at E3 2019. I don't know when it will hit the game, but I know we'll definitely be looking at it within the next 2 weeks. What do you guys think? Do you think EA will skip straight through E3 and not mention Anthem at all? Or do you think there's even more content on the way alongside a new roadmap? Let me know what you think in the comments because I'm super interested to see what you all think. I'll see you beyond the wall. Howdy again, freelancers. Just a quick note to say that I have just seen that a new patch has dropped for Anthem. That's patch 1.2.0, and they have actually said that they're going to be talking to us about the Cataclysm tomorrow. So don't think that I'm a complete moron, but I will get a video out on that tomorrow, hopefully in the morning, and just didn't want to waste all the effort I'd put into this video because yeah, it takes a lot of time to make these, and it's sort of building up the skills to do it. So that's why this video still came out. If you've already commented in the comments and you haven't listened to all the way to the end, I forgive you because this is just sort of like a postscript thing. But honestly, I do know that the Cataclysm is coming tomorrow. It's coming during May, so technically, you know, what Forbes said isn't true. That the Cataclysm is going to come May, and everyone who was freaking out about it can stop freaking out about it. But I also think that it's, you know, cutting it fine since there's going to be 2 days left of May, and one of those is going to be potentially testing the Cataclysm. But I'll get into all those details tomorrow. Thanks very much for listening, guys. I'll see you on the wall.